Rohan, we can start now.
Yeah,
Uh,
please go ahead.
yeah. Hello, everyone. Very warm welcome from IIT Madras Alumni Association. My name is Papia. So today we are hosting this WeCare session for our holistic well-being, and I'm requesting Dr. Subramaniam, who is our current Vice President, to give the welcome address and introduce the speaker. It's over to you, Dr. Subramaniam.
Thank you, Papia. Good evening, everyone. Time is one of the most valuable resources we all have. But in today's digital era, it feels like we never have enough of it. But in most of our time disappear into scrolling. Have you changed my screen?
All
Hello.
right, please continue.
Yeah, let me continue. Okay. I don't know, double screen is coming. Anyway, as long as you are able to see, it's fine. Most of our time disappear into scrolling, notifications, and endless online distractions. Many of us, we often say we don't have time. You would appreciate that there is not even a single person who has never told that, I have full of time. Actually, we want more time. 24 hours per day is not enough. What we need is to use our available time more meaningfully and reclaim it for ourselves. This is what you should be doing. That is exactly the theme of today's IITMAA WeCare session. Digital Detox, reclaim your time. Through this initiative, IITMAA WeCare brings us sessions that go beyond academics or careers and focus on something more important to all of us, our well-being and balance focus in life. This is what the objective of IITMAA WeCare sessions. Today, we are very fortunate to have with us Dr. S. Mohan Raj, consultant psychiatrist from Chennai, as our speaker today. Dr. Mohan Raj completed his MBBS at Stanley Medical College in Chennai and his EMD and DNB, Diplomat of National Board in Psychiatry from National Institute of Mental Health and Neurosciences, Bangalore. He also served as a faculty member training postgraduate students. Dr. Mohan Raj has been recognized for his outstanding contributions, winning the Jairam Award for Best Research Paper and the P.V. Subramaniam Gold Medal for Excellence in Psychiatry. He has also authored a chapter on protective factors in adolescence in the well-known Bowes textbook of adolescent medicine. In recent times, he has been reaching people far beyond the clinic or classroom through his YouTube channels, namely Mindscape Matters in English and Mananalam in Tamil. That is Nalamaria Hour in Tamil, spreading awareness on mental health in simple and easy to understand ways. Outside of work, he finds joy and balance through trekking, mountaineering, and cycling. We are truly privileged to have him here to guide us this evening on how to manage our screen time, reduce digital overload, reduce our stress, and most importantly, reclaim our real nature and our focus and call. Please join me in warmly welcoming Dr. S. Mohan Raj. Over to you, sir, Dr. Mohan Raj.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the kind words. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Dr. Subramaniam, for the kind words. And let me thank the IIT Madras Alumni Association core team, the admin team, for the invitation to interact with a lot of you. And let's get started. Sir, you can go into the presentation mode. Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Rohan, for presenting the slides. See, I have a few. Now, let us start with, before that, I have fond memories of IIT Madras, and I continue to be associated with IIT Madras. During our Stanley days, 1980s, we used to come to the swimming pool. Those days, not much of restriction. You just show your college ID in the entrance and go to the pool, and you have a per dip charges. You can pay for that day. So we used to regularly come in the 80s. And now, once in a while, I come because I'm part of the IIT medical board. So when there is an escalation to the medical board, I'm called as the external. So I still go to the campus, and I'm reminded of all the good times we had in the 80s. With that, I'm sure most of you would have been there in 80s, 90s, or even 70s. With that, let us get started. Why are we talking about digital detox? Yeah, next slide, sir. Let me first ask you a few questions. Now, the answers you can either say as by putting your hands up, because most of you had put your video off, because we don't want to do a poll. It will take a lot of time. Or you could briefly put your video on and off so that we know roughly how many people are saying yes, how many are saying no. Okay. The first question. Yeah, next slide. Now, have you ever felt the need to cut down on your internet use? Can we have people putting your video on or put your hands up? Yeah, a lot of you are putting your hands up. I'm not able to see many videos, some of them, yeah. Or you can use the chat box to say yes. Next slide, sir. Yeah. Have people annoyed you, your spouse, children, or any significant person in the family annoyed you by criticizing that you're using too much of internet? Like you are there on the phone all the time. Can I see your videos? You can put your hands up, or you can use the chat box to say yes. Not even yes, you can just say why. Yeah, we'll use the chat box. That will be a better thing. Yeah, I can see a lot of why, yes. Yeah. Next question, sir. Have you felt guilty about your time on internet? Many times we say, I'm so guilty, I spent 5 hours on internet yesterday. And the only person who will, if you post it on the Facebook, the only person who will like it is Mark Zuckerberg. So there are many yes coming in. So it's a very, very honest audience. There are a lot of people who would simply not answer, but it's a very honest audience. Can we have the next slide? Next question, sir. Have you ever felt the need to check your updates on your WhatsApp first thing in the morning? Can we have the answers? Yeah, There are some why. Yes, yes, yes. There's one person who has said, no, I want to meet this person. So far, many have said, yes, yes, yes. Okay. Can you guess where I got these questions from? There is a questionnaire called no, go back. Yeah. Cage questionnaire for alcohol. This is a screening tool for problem alcohol drinking. C stands for have you thought of cutting down your alcohol use? A is, have you been annoyed by family members talking about your alcohol use? G is, have you felt guilty about your alcohol use? E is, do you reach for alcohol first thing in the morning? I just took that questionnaire, flipped it, and used it for phone usage or internet. And it works for many people, but because Cage is a patented one, we can't use that. So let me ask some more questions. Next question, sir. Do you sometimes use your smartphone while people are talking to you? Somebody is talking to you, but you just pick it up, keep scrolling. Somebody says no, yeah, no, yes, no, no. Okay, good. No for many of these. Do you know the common complaints about doctors these days? Patient starts telling complaint, and the doctor just picks up the phone, and the doctor keeps looking at it like that. And the patient stops narrating, and the doctor says, "Oh, go on, I'm listening. And the patient says, and the doctor is not putting the phone down. He's always keeping the phone like that, smiling. And the patient stops and they say, no, I'm listening. Go ahead. That's one of the commonest complaints about doctors these days. Next. Do you break off conversation to check your smartphone immediately when a new notification comes in? Yeah, you can start answering yes, no, yes, no. Okay, a lot of you have said no. Good, I'm glad. Yeah, some people have said sometimes. Yeah, next question. Do you check your phone while watching a movie? If you go to a theater, you will see, I guess the answer now is for the movie. Many of you have said yes. Because you pay money, go to a theater, sit there, and you see a lot of people are pulling out their mobile. Somebody says not watching movies at all. They pull out their mobile not during ad or during the interval. They are doing it even while the movie is going on. And there are people who do reviews, Twitter reviews of movie while the movie is going on. I don't know how they manage. Do they watch the movie or they are on the Twitter? Next question. Do you take your phone to the bathroom with you? Can we have some no, yes, yeah, no, yes, never, no. Okay, a lot of no's. Good. Yeah, next slide. Okay, I gave these questions just to ask whether there is a problem usage of internet. Now, there are a lot of memes about internet addiction, but internet addiction as a problem has not entered the classificatory system. But that has not prevented family members from parents from bringing their children, or a spouse bringing another spouse for intervention when they are using excessive internet use. And in US, it matters because it has to be in the classificatory system for the insurance to agree to pay for it. But in India, everything is out of pocket. So that's not a problem here, whether it comes into the classification system or not. It's a real problem and people have started coming to us. But classificatory system is going to take a long time. Now, let me briefly tell you about, okay, you are all in the field, but let me just give you an outside perspective of the history of internet. Can we have the next slide? Okay, the concept of internet addiction. I'm going to talk about, while history of internet, I'm going to talk about 3 significant developments. So the next slide. 1995. So what happened in 95? Somebody can unmute and say. Oh, I think the host
First
has
time
muted.
mobile phone, sir. First time mobile
Yeah,
phone.
yeah. So two things happened. 95, first time mobile phones started coming in a major way in India, all over the world. And also the first time internet was opened up for public. Until then, internet was open only in the universities and in army. Whereas in 95, it came to India maybe a couple of years back in US. So 95, the internet started coming for public use, and also mobile, not mobile, internet was the 95. Next slide. So at that time, when internet came, we had these complaints of people going and sitting in. There are all these internet parlors where you can play games for 17 hours, 18 hours, and there are. We are not going to talk about children. We are having a different session a couple of weeks later. But parents used to complain about children who go there in the evening, spend the whole night till 4, 5 in the morning, come back home and sleep off, and they don't go to college or school. So these kind of problems we used to start seeing from 95 itself. Then another thing happened. Next slide. So the next development happened in 2007. So what happened in 2007? Somebody can unmute and say.
Google came.
Sir?
Google came.
Smartphone.
Smartphone.
iPhone was born. iPhone
Yeah,
was born.
smartphone. iPhone was first. For the first time, without much of a problem, you could use the internet. Before that, yes, there were, I forget the name of the phone also. You could access internet with a couple of phones, but then the smartphone came in, and now you could carry your internet wherever. Earlier, at least, you use your internet even if for long hours, but at some point you need to put the computer off and go to bed. Now, 2007, you have a handheld device which can come with you to the bedroom and to the bed itself. So you are like no question of switching something off and going to the bed. So that's another significant thing happened. That is 2007. Next slide. So now this has happened because this is now slowly growing on you, because all the time people are on the net. There is no off time that I'm going to sleep and let me stop and go. And next slide. So 2023, 24, what's happening? 25. This is the next major disruption.
AI.
AI. So AI is extremely addictive. Yeah, most of you must be knowing in terms of whether you're looking for, no, go back. AI is extremely addictive, whether you are looking for some information or whether you are just chatting, and whether you are making some image. It's extremely addictive, and people who started like 95, the internet came, 2007 smartphone, and now AI is going to make more people sort of, when I use the word addicted, I'm talking about people who can't live without. So let us see what are the features of the so-called addiction. Next slide. See, when newspapers came, people talked about newspaper addiction. Most people are not working, they are reading newspaper for long hours, but that's just the context. And now internet is a constant, but it's the behavior. So what happens in internet addiction is salience, that usage of the mobile phone or the internet becomes the most salient thing for that person at that point of time. That and nothing, everything else is secondary. This becomes the major thing for them. That even if they are booking a hotel room in some remote place, they will check whether Wi-Fi is there before they book. That this has to be there, internet has to be there. Then there is mood modification, that usage of internet. It could be different people like different things. There are people who are hooked on to video games. There are people who are hooked on to social games, social media. So whatever they do, their mood is enhanced. They feel very good. There is a lot of dopamine flowing in their brain. So that happens. Then there is a term called tolerance. Tolerance is, I'll probably explain tolerance in terms of alcohol. If somebody starts drinking and they take 2 into 60 ml, two large pegs, and they feel very nice, Now, if they continue to use that, after 3-4 months, the 2 peg is not enough. They need 3 pegs to get the same effect, 3 into 60 ml to get the same effect. And maybe another 1 year later, 3 is not enough, they need to take 4. That's called tolerance. Same thing happens with internet. Initially, if they were very happy with half an hour of internet usage, then suddenly half an hour is not enough, they need to use it for 1 hour. Not enough, they need to use it for 2 hours. So that is again another feature of people who are addicted to the internet or to the gadget. Then you have withdrawal symptom. That is, when you can't use your internet, you get restless. Suppose Wi-Fi is not working, or there is a breakdown and your provider, ISP provider, is not providing. The Airtel signals are not coming. Some people really panic because they think suddenly I am get disconnected from the world. So withdrawal, or if they lose their phone, they panic. Like even if the phone is away for suddenly it's missing for 2 minutes, they really panic because they have to be connected all the time. So withdrawal symptom is another one. So salience, mood modification, tolerance, and withdrawal symptom are the predominant features. There could be a lot of other features. Next slide. Yeah. So what are they if they are addicted? When I said addicted, they are spending long time and all those features are there. What are they addicted to? So typically youngsters are addicted to video games. School children, college children, and also some adults are addicted to games. And the type of games vary predominantly nowadays, like so one of you had mentioned PUBG until PUBG was banned, or PUBG kind of games, this multiplayer games where they come in together, they use their headphones, they're talking to each other, and they are continuously playing for a long time. So I know of college students who have played for 17 hours at a go till morning, and then they refuse to go to college. And same thing happens when they go to work also. They throughout the night they play and they can't go to work. So gaming addiction is a major problem, especially with multiplayer games. And there could be other games also which they play. Then a lot of students, both men and women, games is predominantly a male student thing. Social media is both men and women, students and also non-students, like people who are completed, who are working, addicted to social media, spending a lot of time on uh, WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, and posting continuously. Some people think their life is like a story. They need to constantly post. Like I know people who go to Everest, they'll take some 30, 40 pictures and they'll just post 4 or 5 pictures on the internet. Whereas people who are addicted to social media will go to their bathroom, take 30 pictures and post all the 30 on Instagram. And they will expect validation by people commenting saying, you look gorgeous, you look this, you look that, and likes. So they are constantly, and they keep going back to check how many people have liked, how many people have commented, and things like that. Other things people are addicted to is videos, and that too in video, many people are addicted to what is called as reels, which are typically less than 1 minute. Because if the video is 10 minutes, they say, oh my God, 10 minutes, I can't watch it. Because slowly people with more and more of internet use, phone use, their attention span is coming down. They say that, oh, I can't watch a 10-minute video, but they will watch a reel, but they will watch reels for 3 hours. That is 16 to 3. They'll watch that long, but they will not watch the 10-minute video. But if they are like in my channel, some of my adolescent students say, oh, I watched it, but I'll use it 2x and watch. That is faster. They feel that I'm talking too slowly for them, so they need to watch it very fast. So what is happening is with reels, their attention span is coming very low. I didn't want to trouble you with manuscripts of papers which publish saying that children who use internet versus children who don't use excess internet, their concentration, attention span keeps coming down. Then news. There are adults who are addicted to news. Like, for example, somebody got killed in Utah Valley University, and they would read the same news in multiple places, or rather, watch videos of the same thing in multiple outlets, news outlets, or anything major happens, they would read the news in multiple outlets. That's a real problem with mostly adults, mostly men. Next slide. And some people are addicted to gambling. See, gambling is separate, but internet is a major addition to gambling. Because earlier, people had problem gambling. They wouldn't stop. They would continue to gamble more because typically in gambling, if you win a big amount, you say, oh, I got such a big amount without much of an effort, and they will do more and more. And if they lose money, they will say, oh, I lost 5,000 rupees. I have to retrieve it. Tomorrow I'll play with 10,000 and try to retrieve. So whether they lose or get, they get addicted into that cycle. Earlier, at least they had to go to a physical center and gamble. They had to spend time to reach that place. But nowadays with internet, they don't have to go anywhere. They can play right there from their home. And the sad part of gambling is now there are a lot of these cricketing apps which say skill, but they are just gambling in a different, because gambling is apparently banned in India. Now all these cricketing apps and online rummy have come, and they say it is skill, but they are just gambling. And the sad part is actors and cricketers are advertising these, and a lot of people have lost huge money. So I tell people, whoever uses gambling or online rummy, I say, if you are urged to play rummy with money, I say, please play with your friends and relatives. So even if you lose money, it goes to one of your friends or relatives, not to an algorithm. Then there are people who are addicted to stock trading. They would spend the entire day on online trading. They do day trading, and they will remember only I made 5 lakh in a day, but they will not remember, or they won't recall the days when they lost 10 lakhs. So my auditor tells me there are people who spend all their time on day trading. They would have made huge gains on one day, huge losses at the end of the month. He says they would have made a net profit of 30,000 rupees. But they will remember I made 5 lakh in a day, 10 lakh in a day. So that again, they're addicted to. If they were addicted to even earlier, but now internet has made it much more easier. Then there are people who are addicted to shopping, constantly shopping, and the goods come and they go into the cupboard. Some of them don't even open it, but they get this thrill while shopping, and not for the end product, because many times they open the cupboard and see there are a lot of unopened parcels from all these online shopping portals. Then there is a significant amount of people who are addicted to pornography, different forms of pornography. And how they come to us is the spouse. Invariably, men are addicted to, and the spouse brings them because the person is so much into pornography, which is a visual kind of sex, and they are not interested in the real thing. So spouses get affected and they bring us. So these are the common things people get addicted to. There can be a lot of other things people can get addicted to, and we could probably have it in the discussion. But these are the common things people get addicted to. Next slide. Now, what are the consequences of excessive internet use? When I say excessive, again, I should have clarified in the beginning that we are not talking about work-related internet use. Now, most of us, now we are using internet now for this session. I see patients online. You will be working online. So we are not counting work online. We are talking about recreational use. After we have finished our work, then we watch some video not related to work, not related to subject or anything. We are not some professional development course. We are just watching it for recreation or reading for recreation. So we are talking about only those, any browsing for recreational use. So consequence of internet use, excessive internet use. Next slide. Obviously, the first casualty is your time. Lot of time spent. As I said, 17 hours, 18 hours. We have only 24 hours. And there are people who spend 17 hours on recreational internet use. Predominantly students, but also some people who are into workforce have a major problem because they have to constantly use internet. So time is the biggest casualty. When they ask me what's wrong in playing games, I say absolutely nothing wrong. But the only problem is time. You have limited time. You need to go to school. You need to do other stuff. And on top of that, how much time do you have? Next slide, please. Then another problem is distraction. If you're doing some work and while doing the work, if you keep picking up your mobile to look at who has answered your joke you sent to a WhatsApp group, your concentration is completely fragmented. And a lot of studies have shown that compared to earlier decade and now, our attention span is becoming lesser and lesser because we are constantly distracted. Now, typically, students, how they study is they'll have their notebook, the book with them, they'll have a laptop open apparently for studying there, but they will also have their phone and they're constantly looking at the phone notification and they keep getting distracted. So, if you are doing a task for 2 hours and it's broken down every 7-8 minutes, that's concentration is going to be very, very poor. So, lot of distraction from your work or studies, and as a result, very, very low attention span, which is now the media is also aware and they are catering to low attention span by fast video games and reels. Like the videos are becoming shorter and shorter. So that's one of the other major problems. And the same attention span, like some of the students say, that they play these games which are very fast and they go to a classroom and the teacher says equation, she says sodium plus chlorine. For these guys it look like slow motion. Sodium, like they say, it's so boring. The classroom is so boring because the teacher is talking so slowly. Teacher is talking in a normal speed, but these guys are used to lot of speed because they watch videos at 2x. Now, I don't think 3x is available in YouTube. Otherwise, they would have used 3x also. They're watching videos in 2x. They're playing video games. They're very fast. And the classroom is real thing. They find it extremely boring and they get distracted. Next slide. Other problem, as we had already discussed, interference with your work or education. Because if you are doing a task for educational task for 2-3 hours, and if it's broken down many times by social media, obviously your work output is going to be quite bad, and the work quality also is going to be very bad because your concentration is completely not there. Next slide. That's understood. Then effect on sleep. Now, if Sleeping Beauty was there, she wouldn't have slept for 100 years. She would have slept for hardly 2 hours or 4 hours in this. Now, what happens is many people are compromising on their sleep because they finish their work, come back home, then they have before dinner some amount of internet use. After dinner, they take the internet use and they compromise their sleep. And morning, you need to get up at a particular time to get ready to go. So they cut down on their sleep. Now, all of us need 7 to 8 hours, but they start cutting down on your sleep. And what happens when you cut down on your sleep? Next slide. Next slide, sir. Now, sir, Mr. Rohan, next slide. Yeah. Is there something before? Yeah. Yeah. I briefly wanted to talk about before the melatonin. Yeah. See, what happens is before there is something called melatonin, all of you would have heard. And melatonin typically will increase after the sun sets. So this is the old one. After 6 o'clock, the melatonin goes up. And morning when the sun rises, its light regulates it. Now, after the invention of electric bulb, the 6 p.m. would have gone to say 7, 8, 9 p.m. also. So this can actually vary. And if you are looking at a light source all the time, this will not be at midnight also. Next slide. So this shows how, next slide, sir, how melatonin is regulated. See, from your eyes, the visual field, on the right side, you could see a pathway going to the occipital area. And at one point, they cross over. That's called chiasma. Chiasma is a bridge. So in just above that bridge, there is something called suprachiasmatic nucleus, which senses the light in this pathway, and it sends a message to the pineal gland, or some people pronounce that pineal gland, to produce melatonin. Next slide. So what happens is, when there is light, the suprachiasmatic nucleus picks it up, tells the pineal gland, stop secreting melatonin. So when there is light, there won't be any melatonin secretion. Melatonin is something which aids your sleep, which is a normal product made from your own pineal gland, which is deep inside your brain. It's not part of the brain, but it's situated inside the brain. Now, when the light goes down, there is a feedback from the eye that light has gone down, and now it's time to produce pineal gland, and you can produce pineal gland, and then your sleep becomes better. Now, this was earlier days, agrarian days, 6 o'clock. It's like mountaineering. When we go mountaineering, dinner is served at 5:36, and by 6:30 we go to bed because there's no light. We don't carry any lamp or anything. Now that's how our ancestors were. Then the fire came, lamps came, and then the electric bulb came, and you could postpone shop closures by 3 hours or so. Then next major invention was television, which puts light directly into your eyes, and at least Doordarshan would stop at 10 o'clock. Then came 24 hours TV. Then the next invention of internet came, where somebody is awake. Some of your classmates are awake in some part of the world, and you stay awake for a long time. And as I said earlier, then the mobile came, where you could carry your computer with you to the bed. Now the blue light, that's a whole spectrum of light. The blue light can make the pineal gland or suprachiasmatic nucleus think it is still daytime, and can tell the pineal gland, don't produce melatonin yet. So the light source from the mobile, that's what we tell people, is at least 1 hour before you are planning to sleep, put the phone off, or if you have to use night mode, so that the light source is light is much lesser. We'll talk about it when we say what can we do about it. Next slide. Now, when a person has less sleep, I won't go into the detail. Maybe some other day we can talk about sleep in detail. Now, sleep is essential for a lot of things. It's not just rest and restoration. There can be sleep deprivation can cause a lot of skin problems. There could be depression, anxiety if there is sleep is lesser. There are heart problems if your sleep is very less. Morning, there are many heart attacks in the morning, especially after a poor night's sleep. And sleep also produces a lot of chemical changes which suppresses cancer growth, and cancer risk also is high. Sleep is essential to keep diabetes under control. Your immune system has to be robust if you get adequate sleep. And cognitively, memory. There are a lot of studies which look at all these. Maybe we can discuss in detail later, because there are something like new learning. You adequately sleep, then you learn something, then they check your recall. You don't sleep enough, then you learn something. There are many protocols, and they have shown that sleep is essential for all these. So I'll stop with that. I will not sleep more, because sleep is affected, and by internet usage affecting sleep, you get all these. So sleep, I'll stop here. We'll talk more. Next slide. Now, effect on the family. I need not tell you what is going on. You could see many such things happening. Especially, I am like disheartened when I go to a restaurant and I find that nobody is talking to children anymore. Children are made to sit in the baby chair. There is a pad kept in front of the child, and the only movement I see is the mothers typically. The hand will keep going to the child's mouth. Otherwise, there's no talking taking place. And I'm sure they will all come when the child is 16 to me saying using excessive internet, but these are the people who started using. So this is an effect on family, that they are on the screen, forget about real life children being around. Next slide. I'll just run through some of these. This is again something typically happens. We miss all the birds in real life, and we are looking at all the birds, tweets, those days when X was tweet. Next slide. This is how a romantic partners were. This is how husband and wife are going to become husband and wife. Next slide. This is how a couple in courtship or immediately after marriage are these days. Next slide. I'm not generalizing, but most people. This is again, there are a lot of people who want cameras inside OG rooms, but then gynecologists don't allow. But if allowed, they'll all have a live stream also. Next slide. Now, this is again, it's an exaggeration, but I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't happen. Next slide. Now, this is if moms can do, can fathers be left behind? They also do this. Next slide. Now, this is something famous most of you would have seen, visiting grandma, and all of them are on their mobile. Now, if parents are role models, kids do the thing. Next slide. Kids again are not going out at all. And even if they're asked to go out, now many of the households, they give phone. Earlier days, we say till 12th, don't give phone. I'm talking about 10 years ago. But now that has changed because the fifth standard child says, all my friends have, all my classmates have, why am I not having? So everybody's having a phone and they're all in their own world. They are together but alone in a crowd. Next slide. And this happens until death. Until death keeps us apart. Next slide. And they go to heaven, and this is what happens. Most of the new arrivals seem incapable of conversation. They just stare at their hand. Next slide. Now, this is very, very true that a lot of people have pretty good life, but they miss it by looking at the phone all the time. Next slide. Okay. Now, we looked at internet addiction as a problem, especially phone addiction, and some of the consequences. Let us see few tips about, I'm sure most of you would be following some of this, but let us discuss and maybe discuss more during the question and answer. How do we manage our digital engagement? Next slide. First thing is disable notification, because many people keep, especially youngsters, keep notification with sound. Especially WhatsApp is coming every minute. There is a message if you are part of many groups, and it keeps saying ping, 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 ping. So best is first make all the notifications silent, and more importantly, remove notification. That's very simple. You can go to the settings and go to app permissions and say no notification so that you're not disturbed. If you want to do something, if you want to check something, you can always go in and check. So that's one of the first simple things that you can do to reduce your digital engagement while you are doing something else. And sometimes it's better to even put the phone in the next room while you are working on something. Next slide, please. Then setting limits. Now, before setting limits, we need to know how much are we using, because there is this famous quote attributed to Einstein, but I'm not sure whether he actually said it. But folklore has it that when he described the theory of relativity, he said, if you are talking to your girlfriend, 5 hours will look like 5 minutes. But if you're talking to your grandmother, 5 minutes will look like 5 hours. Now, the same thing happens with internet use, because many times people who are like playing games or in social media, they would have used it for 5 hours, but they would have thought I used it only for half an hour. They're not lying. They just thought only half an hour passed by because they are so involved. Now, how do we know how much, how do we become aware how much do we use? So I want you to all take 2 minutes off while I'll wait here. Or I want all of you to pick up your mobile. Some of you might be seeing through your mobile, but some of you might be using laptop. Pick up your mobile. If it is an Android, go to settings, digital well-being. If it's an iPhone, go to settings and look at screen time. I'll wait for 2 minutes because that will tell about your internet usage today, and there is one place where you can touch and it will show you for the last 2 weeks. And maybe after the session also you could continue seeing this, and you can actually see how much time you have spent on each app And if you touch the app, it will tell you how much time you spend the last 2 weeks on this app. It will also tell you how many times you opened, especially WhatsApp. Because WhatsApp, how many times did you restlessly open? How much time did you spend? And it will also tell you how many times you did it hourly or daily. All these data is there already there. You don't have to use so earlier you had to use a separate app, but now they've integrated into both Android and iPhone. Is anybody shocked to look at their statistics? They could unmute and tell.
Sir, 421 MB of mobile data. First to
Oh,
30th.
not MB, not MB, sir. Time, minutes.
I got 3 hours 43 minutes. Shocked.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I got
And
1 hour 20 minutes
okay, today,
today.
by touching it, it will immediately open the week and the previous week. And you could actually look at it daily or app wise. Okay. So I would suggest all of you to keep looking at it once in a while, because we don't realize when we get so involved, we don't realize how much time we have spent. Like, and your YouTube algorithm is in such a way, you watch something, they will give you exactly the same similar thing, so that you are interested in a particular topic, you will keep seeing that. Somebody says 8 hours. That's today alone, sir. Today. So I would want you to go and have a look at this very often, because sometimes, especially we are going to talk about youngsters later, I tell all the youngsters to have a look at it. I don't pick up their mobile. I say you yourself check, and they are surprised, because one boy, a college student, said he was using a game for only 4 to 5 hours a day. But actually, when he opened and saw, it was an average of 9 hours. With some days, it's at 11 hours. And he said he's really surprised that it was showing 11 hours, because he genuinely thought he was playing only for 5 hours. He was not lying, but that's cognition. He thinks time went very fast. Maybe I played only this long. So keep looking at this. This really helps you. And this, both iPhone and Android, gives you options. Like if you are using Instagram a lot, you could actually say Instagram limit to half an hour or 1 hour, and it will tell your time is up. You will have to probably go there and change the time or anything. So that option is also there. You can set limits. Parental control doesn't work unless the person wants to control themselves. It's not going to work. So setting limits on usage. Then another thing we can all use is, next slide, sir. We should have some home rules where there should be gadget-free zones. That means dining table, no mobiles. Like there should be that bedroom, no mobile except to, like, you can charge it, but then it shouldn't be there on the bed. So there should be rules made, self-made rules or home rules, which everybody has to follow. We will talk more about children in the next session. So gadget-free zone should be respected, especially dining table. And gadget-free time, that is like, say, for example, between this time to this time, none of us are going to use. Especially parents will have to be role model. They can't say, you are a student, you should not use, but the parent is on the phone all the time. So the gadget-free time should be applicable for everybody in the family, that we are not. And if you are alone, hostel and things like that, you set a time that I'm not going to use between this time to this time. Next slide. These are like simple things which you can. And the best feature in a mobile phone, especially if you are writing a project report, you are doing something, put your mobile in aeroplane mode. Many people are panicky to do, because they say, I can't even return calls, missed calls are not recorded, but aeroplane is bliss. You can just do your work. Next slide. Then alternative, there can be a lot of other alternatives which can give you a natural high. The mobile, of course, gives you a high, but then there can be a lot of natural highs you can get. Let us look at some of them. May not be applicable for everyone, but you might like some of them. Next slide. Reading a book. Now, there are people who read a lot of stuff on the WhatsApp, and whatever written in the WhatsApp is written suddenly, not edited. Person just writes and just posts it. Can be very long. People end up reading it. Whereas a book is written by an author, the author edits it 6 times, 7 times. I know of authors who have written 20 times. Then it goes to a publishing house where the editor makes the author edit it another 5 times. So that refined. So a book is well written, edited again and again to make it user friendly, and that has much more quality than something written in a half on WhatsApp. So the quality of what you read in a book is definitely more. And if you are now lazy enough to read a book, there are audio books which we can listen to. So reading or listening to a book, especially audiobooks have become very, like I am a big fan of audiobook because I have long drives. So during drive, I listen to audiobooks because that's like that time is also well spent by listening to a book. So reading a book or audiobook is an option. Next slide. Next slide, sir. Exercises. Now, physical exercise is a must because physical exercise again can help in so many ways in preventing illnesses, maintaining health. And during exercise, you can't really use a screen. Like I'm a cyclist, and if you are doing 4 hours, 5 hours of cycling, there's absolutely no social media, no video, nothing during that time because all that you have is an app is running, recording the time and all that. That too, like not the phone, there is an app sitting on your cycle, but otherwise you're not engaged in any way unless a call comes or there is some emergency you want to stop and look into your social media. Otherwise, you are cut off completely. So while doing active, like if you're playing tennis, if you're playing badminton, obviously you're not going to be on the screen during that time. So exercise is a very, very good alternative for screen time. Next slide. Being in nature. Now there are a lot of studies which says being in nature is really calming, is a stress buster, and the reason is we are actually, can anybody say the reason why being in nature makes our stress levels come down, makes us feel happy? Okay, I think you're all unmuted. Being in nature means we are part of nature. We are part of the animal kingdom. And being in nature is like homecoming. Apart from oxygen, it is home. That is where we come from. So being in nature, seeing greenery, seeing the trees, that has tremendous positive effect. And if you are interested in photography, you could take photographs. And of course, you will be sharing with your friends. But then there are studies again looking at somebody goes out, enjoys without anything. Somebody takes photographs, shares it much later. Somebody takes photographs and real time shares it on social media and gets feedback. Who do you think enjoyed it the most? There are studies which have shown people who posted it in real time don't have much of recall of what they saw. They really didn't enjoy. They just took photographs, posted on social media, got people's feedback. They were reading about it while they were in that particular place. Then there are people who take photographs, post it later, who remember being there and also enjoy the feedback later. And there are people who did not take a camera out, they enjoy a lot. So one of the things we tell people is go there, enjoy it, look around for 5-10 minutes, and then if you want to share this joy with your friends, take photographs. Like don't look at nature through your camera. First look at nature, then you take your camera so that you're sharing. Now, one problem about taking people to nature, deep into the nature. One of my friend runs an adventure company. He takes people for treks, mountaineering and all. So he tells me this. He takes this group. He took this group once 25 kilometers into the forest from the nearest motorable road. They had to walk through the forest. They go into a deep jungle. There are a lot of different kind of trees, different kind of birds. And one of the participants tells the other fellow, "Hey, that's a killer app, Machan. You must check it out." So he says, "I've taken them 25 kilometers from the nearest motorable road, no Wi-Fi, no network, but they are still stuck and they are talking about an app and the killer features it has." So when they go to nature, they just need to forget about everything and connect with nature. So that's again another option they could really look at. Next slide, sir. Real social interactions, talking to people who are like, they go to a restaurant, as I said again, they go to a restaurant. Now we're not about children. Six friends come. Earlier, restaurants used to be noisy because people are talking. Nowadays, restaurants are like cemeteries because it's completely silent. Funeral houses because they all come. Then there's a lot of silence because they're all on their phone. Then the food comes, everybody takes their phone, takes a photograph, and then again they're all silent because they're all looking at their mobile. Why did they come there in the first place? They came there to interact with their friends. So many times real social interaction has to take place. That's another option. You have social interaction, bring down. Like you remember during COVID, there was this meme going around saying, "Today power went off, no internet, so I went downstairs, talked to my parents. They seem like good people." Because then this fellow is like meeting parents only because the Wi-Fi is not working. So real social interaction give you a lot of joy compared to social interactions through online, because online it looked like you have 1,000 friends, but it's just convenience. And there are people who believe that if it is not online, it didn't happen. They give example of, oh, that's not online, so maybe that didn't happen. Whereas real life exists. There's a huge life out there. So that's something which we should be aiming for. Next slide. So with that, I'll stop here, and that's touched upon few aspects of internet addiction. I've avoided talking about what to do when you're having a child who's addicted to internet. We are going to do it in a different session. So we will, in question and answer also, we will not talk about children. Let's talk about our own self. So with that, we'll go into question and answer session, and I'll give it back to chairman, Dr. Subramanian sir. Is he there?
Yes, yes. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm coming.
Yeah.
Okay, if we have any questions, you can post it in
Hello.
chat. You can unmute and ask.
Hello. Can you?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes.
Now, if from the audience, if you have any questions, you can ask Dr. Mohan Raj. Then I will sum up and give a vote of thanks.
I have a question, sir.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Mehul. So I'm just curious about people who have serious addictions. If you give them these guidelines, they may not follow it. So what kind of methods actually work in that scenario? How can such habits be broken?
Yeah. See, the first thing is motivation. So motivation is something which we need to motivate them, telling about consequences, like whatever I told you about the consequences. Unless they are motivated, there are a lot of behavioral techniques, but then none of them are going to work unless the person is motivated. So we spend a lot of time, especially with youngsters, motivating them to give up. That is one, having said. Another aspect which I didn't bring is there are some medicines which are used for behavioral addiction, but they're all too early. It's only last 5 to 6 years of work. There are some medicines which are effective in bringing down behavioral addiction. I didn't bring it because then I need to talk what are all the medicine, what are all the plus, what are the minuses, and I didn't bring that. So if there is a severe addiction, we use medicines also. That is severe internet addiction also we use medicine. And as I said, even with medicine, if the motivation is not there, it's not going to help. So improve motivation and then use many behavioral techniques.
It's really wonderful.
Sir?
So there's a question on the
Yeah,
chat box.
yeah.
How to avoid replying and reacting to messages on WhatsApp?
Yeah, yeah. Good question, because sometimes people just write provocative stuff just to agitate people.
Yes.
So, especially if it is religious, political, India, US, everywhere, that's like polarizing views. And sometimes people think, oh, he has that view, I have to change him by reacting, responding. But I would say uh, there are people with certain problems who come for psychotherapy, and even after talking to them for an hour a session for 6 months, we are not able to change them. So by writing 2 or 3 messages explaining your view, they're not going to change. So it's a futile attempt to change somebody's ideology to your ideology. So best is, if you don't like what they are writing, their ideology, don't respond. Or better, you see their name, don't even read. If the meme is not keeping with your political view or religious, that's where most of the people get triggered. So one of the things that alumni groups can do is, in the alumni group, you can write about your family, you can write about personal achievements, you can write about what you did and all. Avoid political and religious discussion. Or if somebody wants to really discuss, have a subgroup. You can have a subgroup saying IIT alumni discussion on religion, or IIT Madras alumni discussion on politics. Then there you can fight, because only people who want to fight will come there. But the general one should be kept. That house rule should be there. Like it happens in every class, all our school class. There will be 1 or 2 people who will write flames to, because if you sort of argue with them, they are very happy, because they can write another 4 or 5. So don't respond, or don't even read those provocative messages. Yeah, next question.
I
I'll
hope George Verghese has accepted it.
Yeah.
George Verghese? Okay. Next question from how to handle situations where you want to disconnect, but people are constantly reaching out to you and expecting you to be available or responding. Talking about family, friends, not work. Although you have already mentioned a couple of things about the family effect of family on family.
Yeah. See, if it is a real problem where, like, say, children wanting to contact you and you are not available, I think there you need to be available. But if it's somebody else, some family or friend whom you are trying to avoid, you want to disconnect because for some past, and they are trying to reach out, there are many ways. You could simply not answer, simply you can block, or don't respond, or say that you will get back to them after much later. Like, so that's something which you can do. But if it is children wanting your attention, I think you need to.
Incidentally, I think there is going to be a separate session for the children. So that
Yeah.
I think Dr. Mohan Raj should
About,
handle it.
what, yeah,
Yeah.
what we could do about children. That's why I said we'll not discuss children today.
Yeah. So since we have already crossed our time limit, I would like to thank you very much, sir, Dr. Mohan
Sure, sir.
Raj.
Thank you.
It
Thank
was
you.
really very, very informative and insightful information we got. And, to sum up, I will say that, the advice we have given, it's very, very timely advice. And these are all, starting from, say, disabling a notification, or setting limits on usage, or self-made rules. Everything is really practically possible. Only thing is we have to take our foot in and make it happen. Only then you can really enjoy the benefit out of it. Thank you very much, sir. I would really
Yeah.
appreciate it. And if there is any question further, people can always contact you, I suppose, and
Yes.
you will be able to answer. And we look
Yeah.
forward to your next session maybe we will
Yeah.
fix up and inform all
Yeah,
the
next session
people.
is in Sunday, coming Sunday, like next Sunday, in the morning. It will be from 9 o'clock and we'll circulate all the details.
Yes. Thank you very much once again, sir, Dr.
Yeah.
Mohan Raj,
No,
and
no,
all the
Thank you.
audience as well.
Nishani, we have church on Sunday morning,
Oh.
so we won't be able to attend that.
Hi, George.
Hi, hi.
We've scheduled it right now. Dr. Mohan,
Yeah.
is there
If
something?
you want to change, you can. I'm fine with changing.
Okay, so George, we'll speak to Dr. Mohan and find a good time, and we don't want to come in way of church or anything like that. So let's see what we can do. Maybe similar time next week. We will talk to Dr.
Yeah,
Mohan.
maybe we
Yeah.
can make it evening time like this, the same timing.
Yeah, we'll talk.
Saturday evening at this time is fine.
Okay, sir. We'll.
Yeah, I'll talk to her, sir. Yeah, I'll talk to them.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Mohan. Thank you
Sure.
so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you
Dr.
very much.
Subramaniam. Thank you so
Bye
much.
bye. Thank
Thank you,
Bye. Good
Nishant.
night,
Thank you,
everyone.
all the
Good night.
audience. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye bye.
I appreciate your participation. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, Nishani.
Thank you. Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Bye.
Good
Stay
night,
blessed,
everyone.
all of you.
Yeah, I'll leave, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, sure, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you for the
Thank you.
invitation.
Thank you.
Thank
All
you,
the
sir.
best.
Bye
Thank you. All
bye.
the
Thank you.
best.
Bye bye. See you.
God bless you all.
Bye bye. See you.
Let's have the goal of reducing our screen time,
Yeah.
hopefully.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Subramaniam.
You're most welcome. Papya, thank you very much for you.
Yeah. For the next session, I will get in touch with you and I will share the details.
Sure, sure. Thank
To
you.
discuss
Thanks a
the
lot.
timing. Yeah. Thank you,
Thanks
sir.
a lot. All the best.